And the man himself, Jamaal Charles, is joining us here on CBS Sports HQ. It's the second straight AFC Championship game featuring the Bengals and the Chiefs. Jamaal, just how excited are you to watch these two teams go head-to-head once again?
I love a good matchup. I think what the Kansas City Chiefs has something special. 5% AFC Championship is unbelievable, and going against one of the best other team, the Bengals in the division, it's going to be a great opportunity to see who wins.
So we know that Mahomes is dealing with a high ankle sprain that happening in last week's win over the Jags. What version of Mahomes do you think we're going to see come Sunday?
I think the version you're going to see is determined by any means to win. You know what I'm saying? He's known to lose to Joe 3 times in a row. So, you know what I'm saying? I know with Pat being a competitor, I know he's going to give his all. I know with being hurt, I think he's still going to come out there and show him that he's one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL this year still.
And do you think that the Chiefs maybe are going to lean a little bit more on the run game with Pacheco and McKinnon, maybe if Mahomes can't move out of the pocket or be as mobile as he typically is? What do you think their run game is going to be like?
The game plan still go through Pat. You know what I'm saying? The game plan is still with Pat. He gives you the best shot to win, the best shot to move to a Super Bowl. I think it still go through Pat, McKinnon and Bashan. I forgot the other running back name, Isaiah. They still do a great job. They still gonna execute, but I think everything go through Pat and Kels. You know, with them two guys connecting and always every week playing week in, week out, showing what they can do. I think it still goes through them two guys.
So talking a little bit more about Pacheco, he's got the most rushing yards in a playoff debut in Chiefs history. You're on this list here, still there in 2010 with 82. He got 95. Just how impressed are you with Pacheco and his performance in that debut and just in general?
I like his energy. You know what I'm saying? He bring a lot to the team by his presence, his energy, his will to determine. I like the way he run. He remind me of Marshawn Lynch. The way he's get the tough yards and get the tough runs, and he always after you get after the play, he always hyped up, and that's the one thing you always want to keep the energy of being a running back. And I love everything that Isaiah is bringing to the table right now with catching out the backfield, running the ball. He gives the Chief another playmaker to lean on when it's time to.
All right, talking about playmakers, we can't talk about the Chiefs without talking about Travis Kelce. Caught 14 passes in that game against Jacksonville to break his own record for the most catches by a tight end in a playoff game. Do you think we're going to see a similar performance from Kelce against the Bengals?
I think so. I think Kelce, you know what I'm saying, he the last time they played in Cincinnati, he made one mistake where he lost the ball. So I know that's on his mind. Being a player, being a former player, you always want to show up and when the big games come. And I think for sure he had an incredible game last week. He's going to show up again this week. I know he wanted able to make it to the Super Bowl to play against his brother and have the opportunity to have him and his brother have it to play in the championship. I know he's determined to have one of his best games, even though he had a great game last week.
Yeah, playing your brother. I always imagine the family members with the split jerseys. You have two teams for mom and dad, right? Okay, so the line in this game, it's moved a little bit back and forth. The Chiefs could very well be underdogs come game time. Pat Mahomes in his last presser saying, every time I walk on that field, I don't think I'm an underdog. Now, Jamaal, you played the game. You've been in the league. When someone counts you out as an underdog, does that give you like a little bit of more motivation to kind of get in there and just prove people wrong?
Oh, yeah. Being an underdog, that's the best way to go. And I think having the Chiefs as an underdog, that only makes them more hungry. And it's not even about Pat. It's about Andy Reid, man, one of the best offensive coordinators, one of the best head coaches ever that coached me. And you got Bieniemy too, one of the competitor side of him. So I just know hearing all the rumors, just like as the Bengals last week, they kept hearing about the Bills and the Chiefs playing in Atlanta. They didn't want to hear that. And Joe, I like Joe cool too, being talking about get the refunds back. There's something about Joe. I always liked him as coming out at LSU. So I like to watch this matchup. I can't wait to see the outcome of it.
Mahomes has never been a home underdog in the playoffs. Finally, Jamaal, we want to get your pick, so give us your score prediction for the AFC title game.
For sure, I'm going with the Chiefs, and I think it's going to be a high-score game. On both sides, you got some playmakers on the Bengals and playmakers on the Chiefs. So my prediction is 38-35.
All right, Jamaal is rolling with Kansas City. That is Chiefs great Jamaal Charles joining us here on CBS Sports HQ for an AFC Championship preview presented by H&R Block. Thank you so much, Jamaal. We appreciate it. And of course, Conference Championship is on Sunday. We got two matches for you, kicking things off at 3 p.m. Eastern with the NFC title game with the 49ers versus the Eagles. And then the AFC Championship, Bengals versus the Chiefs. That is 6:30 p.m. Eastern. You can watch that on CBS. Jim Nance, Tony Romo, and Tracy Wolfson on the call for that one.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.